lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on a giant screen with the few colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading
It's
about.
showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
We're delighted to have you with us. They're driving theater.
You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment.
Is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Good evening, everybody. What's going on? It is December 29th. It is another Monday. It is 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, and you are tuned in to the Drive-In Speaker Rocks podcast. I'm your host, Bo, the boom operator.
I'm Slicky Doggy the Grip.
And we've got another show lined up for you. We survived the Christmas holiday. We made it. We went to the theater. We've got new subs in the Twitch if you're joining us live on Twitch. Thanks, Vince, for that 53-month streak. Wow. But if you are tuned into the podcast, if you're listening to this in the future on Spotify or wherever it is you download your podcast, you can always tune in live over on Facebook or Twitch or YouTube, wherever it is you want to join in live. Get in these comments, have a good time. It's a party, or you can get in our Discord. Just anywhere you want to click shit, you can do it over at driveinspeakerbox.com. Get on our link tree, browse those branches, dig into those roots, pick a berry, taste the fruit. I don't know, whatever you need to do. It's a link tree, I was just going with the metaphor. I've been watching Fiona and Cake, and lately in season 2 is all about Huntress Wizard. So all these green metaphors are just resonating.
It just made me think of the steward of Gondor with his little tomatoes.
Just popping maters. Yeah, weird. Well, we're here. We did the thing. We both went and saw the same movie for the Christmas week, although we did not see it together, so we have not had a chance to talk about it together, which we're going to do live for you here tonight. So we're going to be talking about the film Anaconda, and we're not talking the original. My Anaconda don't. But we are going to be talking about the new one that is in theaters right now. Neither of us had the time nor the patience nor the desire to watch Avatar, Fire and Ash, and whatever.
I've gone too far. I haven't watched any of them. I can't start doing it now. I'll have to go the rest of my life never watching Avatar movies.
I don't know. It's just going to take the right lady to be like, you know what, Jakey, let's watch Avatar together. And you'll be like, okay. And then all of a sudden you'll come back and you're like, dude, Avatar was the greatest thing. Love it a lot.
Okay, it is Fern Gully, but just hear me out.
But hear me out. It's pretty good though. Yeah, we haven't seen it. So for me, every Christmas we go see a movie, right? And me and my very small family go see a movie. It's my mom, my stepdad, my sister, my uncle, and his wife and son. And they have he's 4. And they were like, are we going to go see Avatar? And I go, 3.5 hours in the theater with that 4-year-old next? No, we're not. We'll go see Anaconda, or y'all can go see Avatar. I'm going to go see Anaconda. A nice 1 hour, 40-minute runtime. We'll go ahead and do that one. And that's what we went and saw. So we'll be talking about that later in the program. But before we get into all that, we got to do news, what's coming out in theaters. We got to talk about all that stuff. And there wasn't a lot of news that jumped out at me.
There was not really, yeah.
Except for Bridget Bardot dying, but I didn't even realize she was really still alive. She died at 91 this past week. Pour one out for her, because once upon a time,
It's Wayne's World now.
Yeah, swing. Showing, yeah. But everything was oh man, the Stranger Things is more episodes is out. Marty Supreme is what a crazy movie. Timothy Chalamet,
dude, yeah.
Fallout 2.
Every bit of news I was trying to find was nothing but Timothy Chalamet and friggin' Avengers stuff. Yeah.
Nothing interesting.
And Avatar stuff that really wasn't even news.
They're big, this just in, Avatar made money at the box office. Well, duh, we know it's going to.
Yeah.
Regardless of its quality, we know it's going to make probably at least $500 million just as a gimme. Like, you know, it's gonna and it already has. It's already cleared like $700 something million. But we knew that its very baseline just for its existence was going to be over a $500 million or $500 million. We knew it. Thanks for the sub there on Twitch there, Merle. But yeah, I didn't have a lot of fun stuff to report.
No, there's like a couple of Avengers Doomsday trailers that came out. And when we say trailers, they're not trailers.
No,
there's like
that's not a trailer.
Weird little snippets. And at the end of the snippet, it says, yeah, this character's in it or whatever. You already knew it. And so it's like Captain America holding his baby and Thor standing in a bunch of grass or something. And I guess there's an X-Men trailer. I don't know if it's real or not. I have not bothered to watch it.
Nothing is real anymore.
Snap, hype train. Yeah, so I mean there's those things out there if you still want to be on board the out of control comic book train that's headed straight into the thickest of brick walls.
You know, with all these trailers too, like with AI getting as scary and unsettling as it's getting, there's so many like videos. It's like AI is testing the water with what people will believe is being real, and some of them are crazy. Like, you know, like, oh, here's an animal that like got rescued, and they're like, isn't this crazy cool? And everybody's like, oh wow, what a precious story. They pulled this fox out of the ice, and it's like, did no one really question the fact that this fox isn't super wet, or the didn't try to bite the shit out of the person who just glove-handed them out of by the face? They're like, no, they rescued this cute little fox. And you know, I just feel like we're going to start seeing a lot more fakety AI trailers that are coming out. And I think that one of the problems with that is we're not going to know what trailers were real, what's not. We're going to start seeing all these fake-ass trailers, and I think the more engagement the fake-ass trailers get, they'll go, well, maybe that's the one we need to make. And
oh, yeah, I guess they could always do that.
Hey, Happy New Year to Movie Albert over there.
For sure.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah, so I don't know if the X-Men trailer is a real thing or not. I saw videos and people are like breaking down this trailer, but at the same time, who cares is honestly part of it too. Mark Hamill did his Joker voice in the new SpongeBob movie. Mark Hamill does his Joker voice quite a bit in a lot of things. Something that probably shouldn't be real but is going to be, Heat 2 has been announced.
Wait, Michael Mann's Heat?
Yeah, like, you know, Heat with Val Kilmer and
Al
Pacino and
De Niro.
Yeah, there it is. That was the one I was trying to think of. Yeah, there's a second one. They've been talking about it for a while, but they finally announced their plan for beginning principal photography August next year.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wait, I mean,
now I don't know how they're going to make a Heat 2. You can't have any of those same characters, right? Because I mean,
yeah, well, they're all either dead, dying, or shouldn't be in a movie. And Michael Mann also falls into that category. He's 82 years old.
Now, at the end of Heat, did De Niro?
Why are we making a sequel to a movie that was made in 1995?
Did De Niro die at the end of Heat? Because they're at the airport or whatever, and like he's hiding behind that air conditioning, and like Pacino's chasing him, and I don't remember.
There's nothing about a Heat 2.
There shouldn't be a Heat 2.
No,
Heat is a really good movie.
No, Heat's a fantastic movie. It's
spoilers for.
It also was a great movie in 1995. Like, the only Heat is the electric blanket that's warming the geriatric legs of the rest of the living cast. Like, that's the only Heat that's happening. It's like, oh, you didn't pay your nursing home bill? Well, if you can't afford the bill, then you gotta, when the bill collector comes around that corner, you gotta know when to drop everything and run. You know, get out of there. No, why? It's a heart attack and he dies.
It's a prequel. Then why is it called 2 if it's a prequel? You shouldn't.
It should be called Preheat.
You shouldn't have a sequential number to go back in time.
No,
that's not how numbers work.
Preheat.
Dude, Preheat.
I mean, right? just, it's there. But I don't want a recast Val Kilmer or Al Pacino or Robert De Niro. That's the problem. No.
Yeah,
And
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You have to get an entire different cast of characters.
And Michael Mann is a great director, a great writer, but he's 82. And part of what made Heat so good is how well he makes movies, right? And it was a lot of his, what we were saying in the pre-show, people like us talking nerdy about movies. Michael Mann's a fantastic director and writer, and his style and his pacing and his framing is what made Heat so good. It wasn't just like, oh, these three actors the story was just amazing. No, it was a pretty straightforward, bad guys doing bad guy shit. But the way that Michael Mann handles that and the way that he writes screenplays, it just made it so good. And I don't think anybody else is going to make that movie as good as the original.
That's true, because a lot of people really like the guys that are the bad guys in that movie. And then you watch Pacino ruining his life and killing himself trying to catch the bad guys. But it's like, does any of it really matter? Because De Niro's living the time of his life and Val Kilmer's having a good time being bank robbers. But it's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
You should watch that movie.
It's a good movie.
So yeah, Heat 2 is going to be a thing, prequel or not. Starts filming next year. And then, you know what? Something that's crazy. Back in the news again. Kevin Costner's Western.
The one that was already filmed and supposed to come out, and then they're like, "Oh, actually."
Yeah. Horizon.
Yeah.
So he's being sued by people for owing money for the costumes for that movie. And I don't know how he owes money for the costumes when the movie was funded. Is that not something that's already been settled by now?
Maybe their accounting department sucked and they didn't pay their invoices.
Who knows?
The LA wildfires happened. And they're like, well, we got to evacuate our homes, and all the invoices were lost.
Yeah,
and
maybe. Yeah, you're probably right about that. I didn't think about that. But it's just crazy that they're like, oh, we haven't been paid for the costumes yet. And it's like, dog, that movie came out several years ago now. It would be cool if we got the second one. I'm saying I watched that first one in the movie theater. I could really use that second one. But
it ain't gonna happen,
dude.
If he's owing money on a bunch of leather dusters and chaps, I'm pretty sure.
Put the second one on HBO. Let me have it. Get money from that, and then pay off your things. Just give me the second movie so I can know what happens.
Just put on a cowboy hat and root and toot in your backyard and just be like, well, here's what I pretended happened, and it'd probably be better. Just
like the end of Woody's Roundup.
Yes.
How does he get over the gulch to save Stinky Pete?
Yeah.
And then I'm just Andy with the toys.
With the toys, and you're just like, all right, Kevin Costner, get on your horse.
And at the end of it, I'm like, yeah, we made the money to pay the costume department. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the bad guy. He's like evil Bart, and he's like
evil accountant.
Yeah.
He's like swinging the briefcase.
I got to get this costume money back. No, you don't. I'm gonna save the day, Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you.
There's a snake in my poop.
Well, there's an accountant snake in your prop costume boot.
Yeah.
There's an invoice in my boots.
Yeah. So that's a thing that's happening.
We're never gonna see that movie.
Every time Horizon's in the news, they're like, could it get any worse? And then it's like, well, what if
probably could
out of the blue, incredibly, unforeseen was to occur, and you're like, oh, okay. That's a thing.
Well, other than costume accounting, do you have any other articles of import that came across?
No, man, there was like 50 million articles about Avatar, and I just did not care.
And the rest was about Fallout, which I watched the first episode of the new Fallout. There's only 2 episodes out right now, I think. And it's more of that. It's Walton Goggins. Okay, here's the thing. Years and years ago, probably around 2004, I saw a short film called Accountant with Walton Goggins, and I was like, this guy's going to be famous one day. Did one of my classic, Bo's up-and-comers. I'm like, this is a guy to watch. And he was, believe it or not, and Walton Goggins has, become this sort of institution.
You know what movie I made my family watch for Christmas? Fat Man.
Okay.
Where Walton Goggins is trying to kill Mel Gibson, Santa Claus. Yeah.
But Walton Goggins, like, and I've really, really, really enjoyed Walton Goggins' career until now. And Star Punch over on Twitch just said, I saw that with the director at UALR, Ray McKinnon. Yeah, because he's from Little Rock. He lived there for a long time.
You're saying that his Walmart commercials as the Grinch just doesn't set you on fire, man?
Well, in fact, I would go as far as to say that's one of the most amazing performances he's given in a while, because most of his performances, you nerd, have been this character right here, damn it. And it's like every single talk through your teeth, you dumb son of a bitch. And every single one of them in his character.
Yeah, well, because they're like, do that accent that you have.
This one?
But with your teeth closed.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
You idiot. And, it's every single character that he's played lately has been that guy. And, he's like, I'm in a wasteland with a shotgun, little girl. I'm going to go in here and blow some faces off. And then he's like, Lord Jesus Christ, get out of here, nerd. And he's, in Righteous Gemstones. And then he's in that Substitutes. And he's like, oh, you damn elementary school kids, you're so stupid. And it's like every single freaking Walton Goggins character is that guy. And I'm tired of it. And, I know he's a great actor, but just stop talking through your teeth with a Southern accent. I'm just...
Well, the Southern accent, he's really from the South. I was going to say something about it. One thing, shout out to him for, is that he refuses to do like stereotypical Southern bad guys that people are like, yeah, let's make a bad guy. Let's make him someone that everyone can universally hate. Southerners. And he just won't. He's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not going to let you cast me as a Southerner to be that
But he
person.
will be like this. He's from...
he will be a ridiculous caricature of a Southern person.
Well, he'll be like a New York
stereotypically
architect
evil
assassin
Yeah.
that somehow talk like this. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, there was a movie, I can't remember, was it like Tomb Raider?
Talk like he is.
What was it? Was it a Tomb Raider movie or something?
Yeah, he was the bad guy in the most recent one, the one that was done like the video
And
games.
he's just in the Amazon for whatever reason looking for some Aztec Chocmule artifact. And Laura Croft is like, I'm here to get this artifact. And he goes, not on my watch, little girl. And he's just like...
Yeah, because she goes to jump over the pit at the end or whatever because it has like that one stick.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you're not going to make it, nerd.
No.
Yeah, he does say nerd in a lot of his roles. You nailed
Go
that.
and get with that treasure. It belongs to me now. And
Yeah.
this freaking Walton
I
Goggins.
forgot about him being... He's a bad guy a lot.
Well, because he's a great bad guy, but I just wish he would give that particular character a rest. Like and like you mentioned, the Grinch commercial he was in, but he wasn't doing this so much, but he was doing a little bit, but not quite the full baby Billy, Uncle Baby Billy.
Hmm.
But anyway, Walton Goggins, he doesn't have a nose, and he's in season 2 Fallout.
What?
Okay, Star Punch. We got to give these listeners some context here.
Is that real?
So Star Punch on Twitch just said he played a transsexual prostitute in Sons of Anarchy. Which is, yes, no, that is true, and he was actually pretty good in that. But he still had the accent. But it's that Walton Goggins.
Pull your pants down, nerd. Is that...
There's a different hog I want you to ride.
Yeah. It's going to be $50 to service you, nerd.
Jeez.
That...
But I don't know, man. There's a couple of a couple of actors that kind of do that same shtick all the time. It's like you cast them and you're like, yeah, this is what we're going to get. But Walton Goggins actually has range, and I hate when he's getting typecast so much, because this dude does actually have range. I'm still salty that he came to Fayetteville and went to Vault, which was right next door to my bar, and did not come to my bar that night. What a butthead. So maybe he's...
Y'all could have talked about Alabama together.
Yeah, well...
Look at all these nerds.
Nerd.
Yeah, these nerds. Yeah.
Check these nerds out, nerd. All right. Well, there's...
Oh, Star Punch said it's not too far off. Was it like a beer fest? $1, I'll let you look at it. $2, I'll let you touch it. $3, I'll let you you look at it while I touch it. $4, Like, you know what I'm talking about in the Beer Fest?
I've not seen Beer Fest since it came out.
Oh, it's like Jay Chandrasekhar, and he's like being a male prostitute under the bridge, and they go to find him to join their Beer Fest team. And he's like, all right, guys, what'll it be? And he just lists off what it is. And he's like, $5 get you a ZJ. And they're like, what's a ZJ? He goes, if you have to ask, you can't afford it. And yeah. Dude, Beer Fest is such a good movie. You don't like?
If you say so.
Dude, Beer Fest is...
I would say that's a Matt Trey jam, right?
That's a
Was that a Broken Lizard? Okay, I couldn't remember if that was. I'm getting Basketball.
Oh, Basketball's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Basketball.
Basketball's a really good movie.
Basketball is a pretty good movie. Okay, well, if that's all the news we have to talk about, let's talk about the extremely half-ass crappy offerings coming out in theaters this weekend, because movies come out every week in theaters, and this week is no different, despite the fact that it's a terrible week for new releases. There are two relatively small budget movies that are coming out in theaters nationwide. The first one is with Daisy Ridley, called We Bury the Dead. And maybe you don't remember her because we've all tried to wash all things Star Wars Force Awakens out of our brains. But she was Ripley. Or not Ripley.
She wishes she was
Her name's Daisy Ridley, but she what was her Rey?
Rey.
She was Rey. And this movie,
Skywalker.
She's not a Skywalker.
No, but she told that old lady she was.
Yeah, she felt like she was. But this is a zombie movie. It's about a military disaster, but the dead come back to life and hunt. I mean, it's zombies, and she's looking for her husband, and then finds creepy zombie twist. Right? It's a zombie movie.
Like she's married and trying to find the guy she's married to because he's missing, or she's single and she's out there looking for
her missing husband. No, okay. Yeah, she's can't find her husband because this whole crap has happened. And
I thought maybe she was just tired of being alone. She's
I'm gonna find me a man.
I'm
gonna find me a man.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just looks like a zombie movie with maybe a twist that these zombies are made because some other reason that's not the usual zombie whatever. Okay, cool. We Bury the Dead coming out in theaters this week. Also coming out in theaters, again, not a super exciting addition to the lineup. It's starring Kate Mara and Andre Holland. It's a film called The Dutchman, and this movie is about this, and I quote, I'm reading the synopsis here: a successful black businessman haunted by his crumbling marriage and identity crisis that he's going through is drawn into a sexualized game of cat and mouse with a mysterious white woman on a subway that leads to a violent conclusion. So it looks like Kate Mara, which she does a really good job playing sort of a two-faced seductress. She plays that role a lot, but seduces this dude on a train, and
what movies is she doing that in?
A bunch, man.
I'm over here watching Zoom and that Marky Mark sniper movie. So
what?
I don't know.
Which sniper movie?
The Sniper. That's what it was called.
Oh, that one.
It was called Sniper. Yeah.
Oh, that one. Yeah, of
Dude,
course.
But she was in Zoom with Tim Allen and Spencer Breslin and Chevy Chase and
she's been in a bunch of stuff.
You know what I'm talking about? Zoom's
Shooter.
Good. Oh, Shooter, not Sniper.
No,
Shooter.
Sniper.
Sniper's Tom Berenger.
Yeah, that's that other one. But anyway, Kate Mara. It's a movie that I think they're like, we don't know where to put this, so we're gonna put this in the day after or the weekend after Christmas release. So The Dutchman coming out in theaters this week, a film by Andre Gaines. Andre Gaines, not known for a lot of, I think, directing at all. He's been a producer. He has directed a few things, but nothing huge. So, this is going to be his big breakout thing.
I'll tell you what, man. Something that was in the news that's not movie related was that someone in Arkansas, single lady in Cabot, won $1.8 billion.
Oh, so we know who it is now, right?
Yeah.
Well, her life is officially over.
But man, if I would have won that with the money left over after all them taxes are gone, you know what I'd do? I'd be a friggin' movie producer, just for fun.
Of course. I mean, yeah, make a movie. Why not?
Yeah, dude.
Do it. It'd be the greatest movie.
That's what.
Okay. Well, here
That's what I would.
Since we have a little extra fluff time before we start talking about Anaconda, what kind of movie would you make?
All kinds.
No. Let's just say you could make your first movie. You've won the lottery.
Yeah.
You've got because the lump sum was $432 million
out of $1.8 billion.
Yeah, taxes is a bitch.
No,
I looked it up, and it's like you could get 30 annual payments of $39 million a year for 30 years.
Yeah, but if you get the annuity and something happens to you, it just goes away. And also, it's an increasing amount, so taxes get higher and higher. But I read every year.
The lump sum was under $500 million.
There's a lawyer, dude. You can. It doesn't matter.
But anyway, okay. Let's say you had $500 million.
Yeah.
And you're gonna make your movie, right? Mm-hmm. And how much? First, the question we have to ask is, how much money are you dedicating to this one film?
So
we got to set your budget.
I would start off with a horror movie to get your name out there with an almost guaranteed return.
So a horror movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that sounds like the easiest, cheapest thing to fund, so that you're an executive producer or just like the producer.
Yeah.
Like you're the big time.
You'd be executive producer
for sure. And then anywhere between $2.5 to $10 million, depending on what the movie is.
Okay, so let's just say you're going to give it $10 million.
Easy.
And it's going to be a horror movie.
Yep.
That's your first one.
Yeah, because then your name is attached to a movie.
But you don't have a plot. You don't have a.
It doesn't matter.
Like,
dude.
I want to make, the greatest Western.
I'm not the idea guy.
I'm
the money guy.
I'm going to make Kevin Costner's sequel to that. I'm going to pay off those costume guys, and then we're gonna make the movie.
Yeah, if you pay them.
But that's not your first choice. It's just $10 million horror movie.
Well, yeah, because that's to get your name out there.
Yeah.
Have a success, because if your movie grosses 15, well, it got 50% over its budget. You got 150% return all of a sudden, and your name's attached to it. You're like, hey, look at this successful movie I did. And they're like, well, let's bring you on to something else. And then you go from there. You build. And it's easiest to start with a horror movie.
To make another, because you're going to make another one.
Everyone wants to make a horror movie. Everyone wants to make one.
And they're easy. They're super easy.
There's no shortage of horror movies. They're easy. They're cheap. You get your name attached to it. And if it's a big success, you get an even bigger name. If it's a moderate success, then you at least have that record. Yeah. They're like, you didn't fail.
You're going to try and Jordan Peele. You're going to be the white Jordan Peele.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'm going to Jack Black it. And so you just build from there, and then all of a sudden you're like, I think I want to make a Western, and everyone's like, I mean, okay, why not? It's your money, and you've had successes, and then if it makes its money back, everyone's like, well, that one didn't really work out, but at least you didn't lose your money, and then you're like, yeah, but I did it, and now that's fun. And then
then you just become Jerry Bruckheimer.
Yeah, you just make action movies and Westerns and thrillers. Mystery whodunit thrillers,
Christmas whodunits.
Yeah, we can do that. I could fund that one.
Yeah.
Or I could make like a friggin' like a Da Vinci Code style movie that makes people feel like they're smart, so they throw money at it. Like, I'm real smart. I watched Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, it's art. I'm into art movies.
Yeah, and you're like, whatever, dude. And then you just have more money because people are like, I gotta pretend like I'm smart.
Okay, well, I like this plan.
It's a good plan.
And
lump sum or annuity. I'd take lump sum. You always take lump
sum. The production company would have to be called, and this has been a running joke on the Drive-In Speaker Box for, I don't know, since it started. But the production
award-winning films.
Yeah, Academy Award-winning films.
Yeah. Documentary that follows money in politics.
That's Merle. That's what he wanted to see.
Man, doing a documentary would be cool. I would definitely fund. Like
nobody ever watch it though.
I would fund a nature documentary. Dude, people love nature docs. Make a good version of Avatar: The Last Airbender and dedicate it to me. I watched like 2 or 3 episodes of that show, and I just don't. It doesn't jive with me well.
It's because you It's because you just haven't given it the chance that you gave Star Trek.
Well, because it's American guys trying to make an anime-esque based on Korean.
It's its
themes.
own thing,
Dude,
baby. It's its own thing, and it's awesome.
Dude, yeah, I don't know about that.
It's so good. Well, all right. Let's see here. That's what's coming out in theaters this
Definitely
week.
take lump sum over nudity. Star Punch.
Oh, another comment on the Twitch. You guys, if you're listening to the podcast, you got to jump on this live stream so you can understand what we're talking about here. All right. Well, there's all that. That's what's coming out in theaters this weekend. We got to talk about Anaconda. And Anaconda.
Can I start out with my primary thought of this movie?
I mean, sure, because I don't know how you felt about this movie.
It's dumb as hell. It's just super stupid.
And that's okay.
And it turns out it's okay.
Because that was also my take is like, this movie's super dumb, and I laughed a lot.
It wasn't as dumb as I thought it was going to be. It's not as bad or as dumb as I honestly expected it to be. It totally leans into how stupid it is.
Oh, 100%.
Without the characters being like overwhelmingly like stupid, really, except for Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd's an absolute idiot.
That was one thing that surprised me about this movie is Jack Black was the voice of reason.
Yeah.
In this movie, because Paul Rudd was an absolute dingleberry, and then Steve Zahn is just Steve Zahn.
Dude, okay, he was great though.
Of course, he is the best always.
The core cast, the core four, perfect, dude. Actually, they did really well. There was the movie knows it's stupid, but it doesn't act like it's stupid. And there's an art form to that of being like, this is a dumb movie.
It kind of reminds me of how a movie like Noises Off or like a screenplay like Noises Off can be so stupid and so absurd, but you see that these actors are playing meta roles, which meta roles are really interesting in the sense that they're playing a character in a character, right? So, Paul Rudd, it is surprisingly hard for a person to play a character that is also playing another character. Those kind of roles are tough to do. And even though both of these characters are kind of stupid, it's really entertaining to watch these people bumble through this stuff, but then break the dumbass character that they're playing to be a different dumbass character. Right. And it's fun, and you see Jack Black, kind of a semi-serious side of Jack Black for a moment, but there's enough inward nodding jokes to people that know Anaconda and know movie history. Yeah. There was a lot of like intelligent movie jokes because again, this is a movie at its core about making a movie.
Yeah, people making a movie,
and those movies tend to have a lot of Hollywood nods, a lot of inside, like what was like Stuntman and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and all of these movies that are about making movies. But this was like or what's the other one that Get Shorty, that are about making movies. But the comedy ones, Bowfinger, the producer, all of these things, or the studio or whatever it was. They're smarter than they let on to be. And this movie was that, I mean, I really, really, as one of the comments on Twitch just asked, they said, was there a John Voight cameo?
No.
There wasn't, but there was tons of John Voight jokes.
They talk about him.
All the time. They keep talking about him.
Yeah.
There were cameos.
And they did some of the stuff that he did. Like, several characters did things that he did in the original Anaconda.
Because they're like, remember that part where John Voight was like in his bad accent and the wink. And
other than that, there's a lot of things that they don't pull a Family Guy on you, and they're like, well, see, this joke is funny because it's just one of those things that if you know, and it's funny because, which was nice that they don't spell it out for you, kind of a thing, but it's there if you see it. That was fun. Man, there's some ridiculous scenes in this movie. And I'm just thinking, there's so many times, too, where you see it coming from a mile away. but it does just kind of hype up. It's funny. It is a laugh out loud funny movie. It's also a jump scare movie, which is bullshit, and I hate that part of it. But it was one of those things where when you see something coming from a mile away, it does help build up either the suspense or the comedy of it. Like there's one point where people are like they're being held hostage and all this stuff because of course there's bad guys, and then here comes dumbass, and you're like, oh, he's about to just ruin this for everyone.
Yep.
And he 100% does, but he's like, you guys nailed it, I'm the best, and everyone's like, no dude, you're the biggest idiot on earth. Yeah, and stuff like that was really funny.
Well, and the whole IP rights bit was really, really funny, which it was a great way, and I don't want to give any spoilers away because some of those things, while not being like amazing plot twists, they were setups for really funny jokes. And if you knew, you kind of gives away the joke just a little bit. But they did it in a smart enough way that tied the whole Anaconda remake plot into like a fun how this would have happened, and then also making fun of that too. And like the river scene where they all get mad at Paul Rudd. When the other boat comes down, and they're like, "What?" But that's also a funny joke in and of itself because the people on the boat are like, making more fun of the situation. Anyway, that's a really very, if you didn't see it, it doesn't make any sense way of telling you guys that there was some good jokes in this movie.
There are some good jokes in this movie.
Yeah, I laughed more than I wanted, or I thought I would.
It was funnier than I expected to be. It was scarier than I expected to be. It was done well, actually, because it leaned more into the
themes.
Yeah, it leaned more into the absurdity of the idea than the meta of the idea, which was a good call and made it much more enjoyable and entertaining.
But it also made fun of the absurdity of remakes and, how the process, like that whole joke about themes and just how stupid, because Jack Black and Paul Rudd and these guys have encountered.
That's 100% some producers meeting that they've been sitting
through. It had
some
to be.
jackass with money. It was just like, hey, but what if? And they have to pretend like, yeah, dude, fantastic.
Sounds
idea,
great.
Dude. That's
You're
in the
right
movie.
on it. You're a genius.
Yeah, talking about Jordan Peele and the white Jordan Peele. They're like, it's the Gremlins 2 thing. That's stupid. I love it. It's in the movie.
It's in the movie.
Yeah.
But Vince on Twitch says, could there be a sequel, box office aside?
No, don't do that.
No, this
especially the fact that they like make because at one point, all right, so our whole like reboot cool like thing that we've talked about, they're like, it's a reboot. No, it's a prequel. No, it's a sequel. It's a spiritual sequel. Yeah, like they go through that whole thing of everyone has a different idea of what version of rehash that it is, because in the end it is just a rehash of an idea that's already there, and they all come up with their own, like, this is what version of a rehash that it
we came out here to make a remake of Anaconda. Now we're in it, dude. Like, I mean, that's the bit, and obviously it leaves it open to where if they wanted to put this cast back together and they make another movie, it could happen, but it would suck, right? Like
there wouldn't be a reason.
There wouldn't be a reason, no, because all the stakes and all of the heart that makes these guys like scrappy filmmakers in this would be lost at the end of this movie, So
it's a lot. You know what? Honestly, it's a lot like Strange Wilderness with jump scares.
I'll buy that.
Yeah. Steve Zahn is just the nature comedy guy.
Dude, Steve Zahn. Steve Zahn. I can't not laugh when he just does stuff on screen. He needed more screen time, honestly. He's the funniest dude.
Dude, he's pretty fun. Well, when he grabs the drugs and just takes them, and he's like, "Oh, thanks."
Thanks. And then he's like, there was a line where they're like, "Are you high?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, but I already peaked."
I already peaked, so we're good.
We're good.
Yeah, Buffalo sober.
Buffalo sober.
Yeah, man, it's not bad. I went into it thinking I would be pissed that this was the movie that I chose to spend my time doing, but it was actually it was enjoyable, except for all the people talking in the movie theater that I wanted to get up and just I had so many daydreams of getting up and like you know that scene in True Lies where Schwarzenegger just backhands the hell out of old dude in the Corvette.
Oh yeah,
it's
the greatest.
Yeah,
but Anaconda, it's in theaters right now. You could check it out. It's not doing the greatest at the box office. It opened up at number 5, which we'll talk about later at the end of the show here in just a moment. But
it's dumb fun.
It's dumb fun.
It's dumb fun.
Would I watch it again? In the right company, yeah.
Dude, I would, because there was one or two things where I'm like, wait, did it show that thing they talked about? And it was like, oh, I don't know, because I was looking at this and I forgot to look at that, or it was on screen so fast that I was trying to look and it went off screen before I got to see it.
Yeah,
so there's parts of it that I would want to watch it again.
I wouldn't watch it by myself again, but in the right company, I would definitely watch it again.
Yeah, I think it definitely is like a buddy movie or like someone you're like watching it with. Because my brother watched it with me and both of us laughed, and it kind of enhanced the laughter of like having someone else be like, oh, look how stupid that is.
I also think that one of the reasons that I'm and maybe I'm biased here is because I've worked in the film industry. I love movies. I like the idea of making movies. I like indie movies. Just the idea of making a movie is fun and has a sense of wonderment to it. And this movie is very much about that, about not letting that part of you go. And you know, making that sacrifice of, do I just take the real job or do I follow my dreams?
Themes.
And themes. But so that kind of resonates with me just personally, even though I'm not really a fan of comedies, but that theme was something that spoke to me a little bit. That might not hit every other audience member, but that's what I meant. Like, I'd watch it again with the right company.
I mean, it had all the same elements that the original Anaconda had, plus comedy, I think. Because it had the horror, it had the bad guys, it had,
It had snakes spitting out people.
Yeah. Dude, this movie is full of plot holes, and if you're going for it to make any kind of sense,
the snake vomiting people, that was John Voight. That's what happened to John Voight.
But it happens.
Except for nobody winked, like, because, you know, John Voight didn't he get like vomited out and goes bing, like winks at the camera?
I don't remember.
John Voight's so bad in that movie.
But there's times where it does stuff like that, and like that's one of the things in the original Anaconda. It's like, how many people does it need to eat? Like, snakes eat one thing and then they sit there and they're satisfied with it and they let it digest for forever
or more.
And so, like, it seems like this snake just throws up people so it can go eat someone else. Like, it just has fun eating things and then throwing them up, and like that's its entertainment for the day.
And the spider bite didn't make any. I think they were just like, how do we make a
ridiculous
scene? How do we pee on each other, like, and make it a joke? But it worked. Like, you didn't even ask questions. I was like laughing because Steve Zahn had to pee on Jack Black. But anyway, all right. Well, that's enough of that. Go see it if you want. Don't if you want. It's fine. We're not. It's not for everybody. It's a dumbass movie for sure.
It is a dumbass movie, but
it
was done right.
I'm a better person for seeing that than Avatar: Fire and Ash. I'll say that right now. So, but anyway, with that said, I think it's time to jump into the box office and do the box office roundup, which we do every week. This weekend is no different. We're going to do the weekend of December 26th to the 28th. This is, and you know, do they have like a 5-day? No, I guess they don't for the Christmas holiday. They had a December 19th. No, okay, here we go. All right. Yeah, just December 26th through 28th, 2025. Jake's going to give you the top 10. And go for it.
Totals will include Christmas. Now, one thing I want to point out is that number 12, No Other Choice, since you pointed out that you wanted to see it. It's only in 13 theaters.
And still got number 12.
Yeah, and it made $645,000.
That's
the average is $25.6 grand.
And if that gives you any, like, let's put that into like a little bit of a spectrum here. The average theater that No Other Choice generated $25 grand per theater or whatever. Avatar: Fire and Ash, $16 grand.
Yeah.
So No Other Choice outperformed per theater, but it was only in 13.
It was only 13 theaters. So, and then at number 10, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, 1 month out, brought in $4.4 million, bringing it up to just under 119 million in the U.S., another 101.6 elsewhere. So it's up to 220.6
And it
million
is on
bucks.
VOD.
See what I'm talking about? Producing a horror movie. And at number 9, Wicked for Good, 6 weeks out, brought another 5.3 million. Its domestic take is 331.7, another 172 and a quarter elsewhere. So it's just over $500 million for its run so far. And then opening at the number 8 spot, Song Sung Blue, $7 million brought in on the weekend with its Christmas Day numbers, bringing it up to $11.5 million for the movie about a cover band of Neil Diamond.
Cool.
Yeah. And based on true story. At number 7, the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants. $11.1 million brought in by that one. Second week out, bringing it up to $38 million.
I thought it would have more of a Christmas week, but
I did
guess,
too, because of kids being out of school.
Yeah.
And, yeah. 22 elsewhere, so it's at $60 million. But then at number 6, dropping from the number 2 spot in its second week out from Angel
another
Studios.
odd one considering the Christmas week.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you think all the churchgoers would want to take kids to see it. $12.5 million brought in by David, bringing it up to just under $50 million here in the U.S. Made a few $1,000s elsewhere in the world. And then opening at the number 5 spot, the movie we just told you guys about, Anaconda, brought in 14.5 over the weekend. But with Christmas, that rounded out to 23.5. Another 20 million elsewhere, so it's brought in 43.5 so far. And then at number 4, in its second week out, The Housemaid, $15.3 million for it, bringing up to 46.3 total so far. And AMC has a
Is there a
you can win a
bucket?
house remake.
Oh,
No,
gotcha.
you can win.
You can
like
win your own housemaid.
Yeah, you can win like
Creepy.
a remodel of your house if you go watch it. And then at number 3, climbing from the number 9 spot, Marty Supreme, something that was all over the news in its second week out, brought in $17.7 million.
$17.
Yeah, and $18. One guy was like, "Oh, I'll go watch it."
I'll see it over and over.
Yeah, $28.5 million for that one here so far.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, dude, who would have thought that like some nerd playing ping pong would not bring in all the dollars in the world? And then at number 2, climbing from the top,
number 5 spot.
This is where all the kids went.
Yep.
Instead of David and SpongeBob, Zootopia 2 in its 5th week out gained 34%, bringing in $19.9 million on the weekend, totaling up to $321.2 million. Another $1.1 billion across the globe. So it is nearly at $1.5 billion in just over a month.
So freaking rowdy. I don't even understand it.
And then taking the top spot, holding on to it for the second week, is Avatar Fire and Ash. $63 million brought in by that one. $217 million total in the U.S. 544.7 million elsewhere. It is up to $761 million. It'll be joining Zootopia here before too long. So
It's gonna be making that money, people. But the thing is, it's like 3.5 hours, man. Like 3.5 hours. That's so much time. That's just a reckless and irresponsible amount of time to sit through a movie. And you know why are we doing that? I don't want to do it. So
Vince asked a question.
On Twitch, yeah.
If kids still have an attachment to SpongeBob, I don't know, because with kids not having cable, what do they watch? SpongeBob, I doubt that.
Because streaming, so that's a really interesting thing that you
Yeah.
just brought up. Because I was watching a video. So Vince had a follow-up question on Twitch. He says, "Bo, what's it like seeing every movie you hate doing so well?" LOL. It's the harbinger of doom. It's foretelling of the future and how miserable it's going to be. And I predicted this over the past 10 years on Driving Speaker Rocks. But I was watching this video about why there hasn't been another blockbuster Christmas movie. And by blockbuster, they mean one of these timeless things that comes out in theaters and everybody loves, a la like Home Alone, right? And Home Alone, Santa Claus, and The Grinch. I think The Grinch was probably like the last one, and that was 2008.
Well, the first Home Alone actually failed in the theater. It was when it went to
video. Yeah.
And Home Alone 2 was a theatrical success, but the first one.
But
it is a classic, yeah.
But the one of the things that they were talking about is that, a lot of these Christmas movies became classics not because they were necessarily huge hits at the box office, like Jake just said. It was because they were running on cable at Christmas, and it was like, okay, well, TBS Superstation's like Christmas movies all month long, and like on that Sunday, it's 24 straight hours of A Christmas Story. The next day, it's 24 hours of Home Alone, and the family is gathered around the TV, and that's what you watch, and you guys all watch it together as a family, so it gets this multi-generational appeal. Whereas now, everybody has to kind of select a movie, and everybody has a device, right? And tablets, phones, TVs in the living room. So your grandparents are over, and they're gonna be like, "Well, let's watch It's a Wonderful Life," and the kids are like, "Fuck that! I'm gonna watch something else on my phone." And then other people are like, "Well, let's watch Elf," and they're like, "I don't know what that is." And everybody's like, "Well, you just watch what you want to watch," and everybody goes and kind of watches their own thing. But there hasn't been this sort of, they make all these Christmas movies and they kind of get forgotten immediately. Like Red One, they were trying really hard to do.
We watched that one.
And formulaically, like on paper, that movie had all the trappings of being like a big, huge Christmas like phenomena, but it had big stars, big budget, action comedy, whatever. But it failed because we're in this sort of throwaway, Hallmark movies, Netflix movies, are churning them out, and then they just kind of dissolve because no one's watching them together and they don't hold any meaning. And another thing that we're talking about with the Christmas movies is the Deadpoolification of movies has made like the humor sort of sarcastic and inward. Like, we know this is stupid and it's ironic and stupid. So feel good stuff is lame. Movies with message and heart are lame, so we're gonna make fun of it. And Christmas movies, just by their definition, are supposed to like make you feel, right? But going back to say something like, do kids still resonate with SpongeBob? Cartoon Network's not a thing anymore. These streaming services, it's a selection of what you want to watch instead of like, I'm sitting down in front of the TV, I'm gonna turn on Cartoon Network and I'm gonna see, Samurai Jack, or I'm gonna see Adult Swim, and I'm gonna love these shows. It's kind of you're beholden to the streaming service. So yeah, like I feel like it's gonna be harder and harder for movies like a SpongeBob to get a vast audience appeal in the theater because you're just not seeing it.
How many parents are paying for Paramount just so their kid can watch SpongeBob if they're not subscribed to cable?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the only way you're going to see it is if you have Paramount Network. You're not,
and that's assuming you scroll through and you click choose.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to watch it on Netflix. You're not going to be able to watch it on Hulu or Disney or whatever. Like, you got to have like the streaming service that it comes from. Whereas before you would flip channels and you're like, well, what the hell is this? And then it was SpongeBob, and you're like, well, this is dumb. I love it. So yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's an interesting problem. So anyway. Well, I guess that's it. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in. That's our show. We will see you guys next week. Don't forget to follow along, drivingspeakerbox.com, get in our link tree, get in our Discord, get in the comments, do the thing, download this podcast wherever it is you download podcasts, like, subscribe, give us money, go see a thing. We'll see you next week. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
See
Bye.
Hulu's disappear. See ya.
As you leave the theater, folks, please be careful. Don't let this happen to your car. Be sure to remove the speaker before you leave. If you should accidentally pull a speaker loose, please turn it in at our snack bar or box office. Thank you.